We talk about a jobs program. We talk to students about why they are late. We quiz students and teachers about athletes' names. And we talk to the athletes on the tennis team. Hi, I'm Kobe Down and you're watching Eagle Zone. Welcome back from spring break, everyone. It's time to apply for summer jobs. But some students at Central have been working during the school year and getting the school credit for the job. Eagle Zone's Ethan Getz joins us to share details of a program designed to connect kids with careers. Ethan?
Finding a future career can always be daunting, but thankfully the school system can help certain students take those first steps in the right direction. At Aberdeen Central High School, students who qualify can get paid at work as they go to class. The program is called Project Skills, and students in special education who are 16 or older can participate.
Students are out and they're gaining their first employment experience out in our community. At times, students, when they finish their 250 hours for the Project Skills program, they are hired on by the employers within our community, and so it might lead to a longer job for them for the future.
In order to be accepted, you would first need to go through the Voc Rehab office here in Aberdeen and go through the intake process. After you've met with some of the employment specialists here in the school and identify some of your strengths and interests, then you would go through the Project Skills program to find possible job placements.
We want to make sure it's a good fit not only for the employer but for the student as well as the Project Skills program.
Project Skills is always looking for employers who are willing to take on students within the program. This year, the program found a new employer, Bricks TV and Appliance Repair. They found the program to be enjoyable and helped them gain a new perspective on the work they do. Organizers want students to benefit too.
I think I've noticed that when students get to participate in Project Skills, it really builds their confidence, it builds their skills, and so overall they're just more enthusiastic and probably motivated to finding a job and developing a career plan.
No matter your background, organizers are always willing to take on more students and assist them in taking those first steps into the workforce.
And so we really want to make sure this is like a supportive environment for them, that they feel supported not only by the team but also by the employers that they're out working for.
The number of students in the program range from year to year. Organizers say the past year there were close to 30 looking for jobs within the program.
Thanks, Ethan. You can find this program in schools throughout the state. It is a partnership between the Department of Human Services Vocational Rehabilitation Agencies and local school districts. We have some strong results from kids competing across the Aberdeen School District. The Holgate's Math Counts team is second in the state. Team members include Mitchell Goals, Evan Smith, Levi Edwards, and Cohen Hyman. Edwards hold the top individual title in the state, and Hyman is fourth. Both qualify for nationals and will compete in Washington, D.C. in May. Courtney Thorntonson is working on a full story about accomplishments for Eagle Zone Live. Watch for that later this month. Aberdeen art students are back from state competitions during the spring break. Liz Presler earned second place at State Finals Art Wars and Photography with the picture you see on the left, and Ken Almer took second place in acrylic/oil painting with this piece on the right at the state art competition. That placing made her a medal winner. And in speech and debate, two more Central students are heading into nationals. Caitlin Ryan punched her ticket in big question debate, and Maya Heinzman qualified in the Senate of Student Congress. The total number from Central is around a dozen and could grow as there is at least one chance qualifying event next month. We've been talking about efforts at the school to improve attendance and cut down on students showing up late. But what's causing kids to come to class after the bell? Eagle Zone's Delaney Johnson talks to some students who say a lot of kids who are late might be on campus, they just aren't in the building yet. Delaney?
Everyone has experienced being late at least once, whether it's from sleeping in or just not leaving your house in time. This parking lot has plenty of cars at the start of the school day, and a lot of those cars have students sitting in them.
Either talking to my friend or just listening to music.
And that's before school starts. Sometimes it's even after school starts. What makes you late in the morning?
Mostly sitting in my car.
Junior Noah Anderson hadn't gotten detention until this year when he got 3 from his tardies. But like he said, for all those tardies, he was still on campus, just in the parking lot rather than class.
I get in there about I would say 7:55-ish. Yeah, I get here around the same time.
His friend Bodie Aselson has yet to get detention, even though he hangs out in his car too. But he has a set time to leave his car and head to his class in the morning.
I leave on time because right now I've got a perfect record, no detentions, and my mom wouldn't be happy, so gotta be on time.
So he leaves his car about 8:03 to 8:05 every day. The school hopes to crack down on tardies and hopes for more students to form that kind of discipline. For Anderson, it helped some.
Since you've been getting detentions, have you been getting to class on time?
Yeah, a little more.
And his record could vouch for that. Of his 3 detentions, 2 were before the school started giving consequences, only 1 since.
Thanks, Delaney. When I show up to school, I for sure see kids just sitting in their cars. I don't know what time they come in, but make sure you get to class on time to make sure you avoid those tardies. If aliens are keeping any of you awake at night, we have good news from you, right from the federal government. The Department of Defense has released results from an investigation into UFOs. A military office that investigates UFO sightings looked into reports that the government is secretly examining extraterrestrial technology. It turns out there is no evidence anything like that has taken place. The office also reports no evidence that any sighting of a UFO, quote, represented extraterrestrial technology. So I guess that means no evidence of aliens from outer space. And no, this is not a joke. If you want to see a full copy of the report, you can find that on the Department of Defense website. Gavin will join me for sports right after this break.
What are you doing in my town, boy?
Just walking around, I guess.
People who litter don't belong around these parts.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Not in my town.
As we're between seasons, we don't have competition to share with you, but teams are getting ready for spring. Eagle Zone's Gavin Bitt joins us in sports. Gavin?
Thanks, Colby. No highlights this week, but we will have results to share with you next week. The esports team is heading to state this weekend. Aberdeen will compete in League of Legends, Rocket League, and chess. We'll let you know how they do on our next show. But with no results to share this week, we thought we'd bring a sports quiz to you instead. There are a few unique names in college sports, and we asked people if they could identify who those people are. Here's Preston Break with this week's quiz.
Sports has made some names very famous. Everyone knows Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, or Tiger Woods, but we wanted to find some unique names in sports that aren't quite as famous yet, and use them to put people to the test. People need to choose which of the names is a college football player. First, we went to teachers.
DeCoolest Crawford or Supreme Cook?
Supreme Cook.
Wrong. George Washington III or Fish McWilliams?
George Washington III.
Wrong. Mobility or Boo Buie?
Boo Buie.
Wrong.
All of these names are real athletes. So far, the teachers have guessed wrong, which are all college basketball players. We decided to try asking a student to see if it would give a different result.
I need you to tell me which one of these two players is a college football player. Churchill Bounds or Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Oh, my boy Kool-Aid McKinstry is a dog.
He's right.
He guessed the correct answer. Kool-Aid McKinstry, who is the #1 ranked defensive back in Alabama. The only student we interviewed was the only one who got it right. Looks like students are just better at guessing than teachers.
Thanks for that, Preston. And it's nice to see Colby finally knew a quiz question. Spring teams are already practicing outside and gearing up for their first competitions of the year. Boys tennis team is one of these groups. We check in with the coach and a player to see what to expect this year.
When teams start off seasons, they often set goals and form expectations, but this year the tennis team doesn't know exactly what to expect.
We do not have a whole lot of experience on the team. We lost last year, I think we lost 7 of our top 8. I'm the only one staying on our top 8. So we have a lot of people who haven't played varsity.
But they had great off seasons, put in a lot of time over the summer. Probably had one of our better off seasons in my tenure here. So excited just to see who's improved a lot from last year. Excited to see who's here and kind of get the varsity spots, that kind of stuff. So
I got high expectations for us this season, and it should be a fun one.
The weather has been a big help for the team this year. Some years the team doesn't even get outside to practice before competitions start.
Last year at this time we'd either be shoveling or getting a couple hours in at the indoor court, and now I think today's our first practice and we got 60-degree weather coming up, so it's going to help a lot going into our first tournament.
the forecast looks good. I think we'll be able to be outside. I know some of our guys have been able to play outside already, which gives us a big advantage. We're 2 weeks ahead of where we normally are, so big advantage for us this year.
The team isn't looking just for the end goal this year, but how the end compares to the beginning.
I like to win as many matches I can get as I can.
Mainly just get better every day. Like I said, we have a lot of new guys. Not sure who's going to be playing varsity, who's going to be in what spots, what doubles teams are going to be like that. We just want to make sure we get better every day.
The tennis team heads to Rapid City for its first competition of the season this week. We'll share results on future shows. In Colby, we're working on stories for track, golf, and softball. We'll share those on future shows.
Thanks, Gavin. One last success to share with you from CHS students this week. The show choir ended its season with more wins from students. It competed against multiple schools from multiple states in a Mitchell competition over the weekend. The group took 4th place with Axon Johnson earning Best Instrumentalist and Kat Scott winning Best Soloist. Congratulations on a great season. That's all for this episode of Eagle Zone. You can always watch our stories whenever you want by scrolling down to the Eagle Zone section of the school district website. That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us. We'll leave you with this week with some excerpts from the show choir's successful season. With Eagle Zone, I'm Kobe Dowan.
I see trees of green, red roses too.
I mind my business, but you keep pulling me down. I warned you this won't end well.